everybody, it's Brian C. here from NS Live TV, and as you can see from our live sky cam, that's what I'm going to call it, sky cam, the Eclipse has started. You can just see the little bit of the edge there, and that is a live camera we have set up here in our little apartment-based studio, and you can see here that's a shot of the camera outside. So we'll go back to there we are. There's the camera. There we go. Get that shot back in there. All right. Yeah, so welcome to the live broadcast here today on NS Live TV. We're doing this as an episode of the Nova Scotia show. We appreciate you tuning in and seeing what's happening. Yeah, we're quite excited about this. This doesn't happen that often. Yeah, an eclipse. Yeah. So, Nova Scotia is not actually in the direct path of the total eclipse this time, but that's okay because we're close enough that we'll experience a considerable amount of the effects that it will bring. Like I said, we have a heavily filtered camera pointed skyward, which you're looking at just to which side of me? No, that side. And we have it on a head that I can control. The control's right beside me here, so we're good to go. Good to go. And we have a number of other resources here we're going to show you. One that I particularly like. See if I can bring it up here for you. There we go. Now, this is from a website called Time and Date, and it's pretty interesting, everything that they're showing. They're apparently in the shot. It's from different locations. This is from Arkansas right now, live from Arkansas on their website. So interesting stuff here on timeanddate.com. Go check that website out. Appreciate them allowing us to use the feed. So we get lots of, we'll go back to our camera feed here and see what's happening. There you go. Yeah, so you can see the moon just starting to creep in a little bit. Quite interesting. And of course, you shouldn't look at the sun directly at any time, really, especially with an eclipse, because it's dark and your eyes are wide open. And of course, the sun has lots of harmful rays. And unless you have those special glasses, and I guess you have to be careful of those because there's some out there that aren't very good and really don't meet the requirements to look directly at the sun. So something to consider. You don't want any eye damage. We certainly don't. Has to have a certified solar filter. I'm just reading up on it here as we go live. So I guess the longest location will experience a 4-minute and 28-second total eclipse, which unfortunately we're not going to see here, but we're going to be pretty close. And another interesting fact is that a year from now, on March 13th, 2025, there will be a total lunar eclipse. So those are neat too. That totality will last for about 1 hour and 5 minutes. So, and I do have there is some interesting information about that. Let me bring that up for you here. They have a little graphic here on, once again, timeanddate.com. Absolutely fabulous website. I couldn't be more impressed with them and what they're bringing you. There we go. Just bring that up. All right, and this little animation shows what the moon will look like, and I didn't quite find out where this location is, where this is done from, but this is what, if you're in the right location, this is what the lunar eclipse will look like next year. Of course, we have the Earth's penumbra and umbra, the two varying shadows because of the size of the Earth, makes two different shadows, and there we have the total eclipse of the moon, which will happen next year. Interesting. Quite the animation. A great website, timeanddate.com. Check it out. And there we go, coming out of the lunar eclipse. Of course, everything is rotating in our universe. Excellent. All right. I mean, we've got a beautiful day here. We're going to go back to our live camera. I'm going to center that a little better for you here. Nope, go the right way. Down goes up. There we go. Sorry about the speed there. There we go. That's a little better. And it's happening. Isn't that interesting? Fabulous thing to see. Have seen them before in my lifetime, but nothing recent that I can remember. Yeah, so solar eclipses are visible only for the duration that the moon's shadow falls directly on your location on the Earth. Once the shadow shifts, of course, the eclipse ends. That's in contrast with lunar eclipses that remain visible to anyone situated in the night side of Earth for as long as the Earth shadow falls on the moon. So very interesting, very, very different, but quite interesting just as well. So don't forget that next year, lunar eclipse. And I'll share the date and time website, which I believe is on our event webpage. All right. So if you're out there, I hope you have your certified glasses on as we watch this solar eclipse. This is kind of like watching water boil. It does take a little while, which is why I thought I'd bring you some other resources. Let's just take a look here. I'll find you something else to see here that's going to be interesting. I thought you might find this interesting. This is a Nova Scotia webcam shot of Cape Horseshoe, the lighthouse, of course, down just outside of Yarmouth. An amazing spot. That's what it looks like there right now. Not too much difference when you're looking outside. You don't see too much difference right now. Only a small fraction of that sun is being covered right at the moment. But we'll keep an eye. We'll come back to these webcams. And thank you again for Nova Scotia Webcam. You can buy them a coffee, help them out because they do some amazing work bringing you these webcams from all over the province. So thank you, Nova Scotia Webcams. Let's go back to our little shot here again, and I'll find another webcam to check out. I got to keep centering that. Isn't that something? That sun moves. Who knew? I knew it moved. You knew it moves. Of course it does. There we go. It's moving right to left here. All right, I'll find you another webcam to take a look at. There we go. Here's one you'll be familiar with. Who hasn't been to Peggy's Cove, huh? Of course, from the restaurant at Peggy's Cove, there's the lighthouse. And again, not too much visible, anything to notice visibly right now, but it will come. It will come. So we'll go back to these cameras when it's a little later and a little darker. Yeah, quite interesting. So yeah. All right. I'll get that camera centered before I bring you in here. How's that sound? You don't have to see the technical side of things happening here. There we go. Okay, I'll be back in just one moment. You just keep watching and stand by. All right, a little interlude there. taking a little break. I had to have some coffee. If you know me, you know I love my coffee. I got my cup right here. This is the technical side of things, drinking coffee. All right. So it definitely has moved across a fair bit since it first came on the air. It's quite interesting. I wasn't sure, honestly. I'll be very honest. I wasn't sure how well that camera would focus on that and how it would do with the dual filters I have in it, but it seems to be doing okay. Seems to be doing maybe the filters aren't exactly what they should be. We'll work on that for next time, if there is a next time for the solar, anyways. Um, but we can definitely see the shadow blocking the sun. That's quite interesting. That's working quite good. So hopefully you're enjoying this coverage and following right along. There we go. Interesting. Lunar eclipse, solar eclipse. Yeah, solar eclipse 2024. Thank you for joining us here. If you're just tuning in on nslive.tv and this edition of the Nova Scotia Show, which we try to do fairly regularly. And if you want to help us out, I shared the Buy Me a Coffee link on the website. You want to find out anything on the website that we do here at nslive.tv, go to nslive.tv. That's our name and that's our website. Trying to make it easy for you. Okay, well, let's see what else we have here. We'll come back to that in just a moment. Let's go back to Arkansas to see how things are going there. They're pretty full into it by the looks of it. There we go. And there is some commentary, but I do have the sound turned off on that because it doesn't really apply to us. Yeah, well, I mean, I suppose it does, but they're talking about the sounds of the birds. And the last solar eclipse I experienced, I did notice quite a difference when it got dark. The atmosphere changed; it got cooler, and it felt really eerie and strange. So I'll be quite honest about that. So I guess they're well into it by the looks of that. Yeah. And you can see the text there that they're talking about what they're saying. They've got a few other feeds up there. There's one in the top right from Burlington, Vermont. Burlington, Vermont, I believe. I thought it might have been Virginia, but I think it's Vermont. VT is Vermont. And so they're starting to get it as well. Yeah, well, let's go back and take a look at our shot here. See how we're doing. Yeah, definitely making a little more progress. Blocking out that sun. Be interesting to know what percentage that is. That's probably a fairly small percentage, like about, I would guess, around 8% right now. It's not very high. But interesting nonetheless. Let's see. Let's try Peggy's Cove again. See how things are happening down there. There. So again, not too much noticeable difference right at the moment. Again, shout out to Nova Scotia Webcams for what they do. Amazing people. Amazing work. Almost anytime you can go and drop in almost anywhere in Nova Scotia. And I don't know how many cameras they have now, Nova Scotia webcams, but they do have quite a few around the province. So very impressive. Great job, guys. And thank you for making them available as we try to make nslive.tv available to you as well. If you notice, if you watch anything on the channel, you don't have to sign up or anything. You just click and watch. And that's the way I like to keep it. I don't want it to be bogged down by any signing up for anything. No, I know you don't want to be bothered with that. Neither do I. All right. I'm going to get our shot lined up because it keeps moving. Darn sun keeps moving along. All right. Here we go. Making progress, making headway. Interesting. So what's going on with you? Anything interesting? Talk to me. Leave a comment or something, because this is going to take a while. But I do appreciate you tuning in. Just one sec. I'll be right back. There, we're back. Had a little technical problem there. I was told the Peggy's Cove webcam wasn't active. It was a static image. It wasn't actually moving. So now we have that. I centered my camera again, so you can see we are moving along. We're getting some great progress here on the today's solar eclipse. So let's go to the webcam here on Peggy's Cove. We'll show you that now that it's actually live. There we go. See, the people are walking around. Now it's live. So that's what it looks like. That'd be an interesting spot to do this from. It's right at Peggy's Cove. Go live with the solar eclipse. I thought about that, but it can't be everywhere. And internet, I don't know. I don't know what I'd do for internet down there. That could be interesting. So there's Peggy's Cove. Oh, let's head over to our date and time website. There we go. Looks like they're pretty darn close there in Arkansas. They're very close to a total eclipse right now. So interesting. Down in the more southern state, I believe, Arkansas. Not the best with American geography, but yeah, interesting. I keep saying that. It is interesting, though. I find it very interesting, very fascinating. Orbital and planetal mechanics. Planetal. Is that a word? Planetal? Yeah. So there we go. From Arkansas. And what else do they have up there? Oh, all their cameras in Arkansas, apparently. Or I can't even pronounce that name up there. Nope, I'm not even going to try because I'm gonna butcher it wherever that one's from. Yeah, I know it's the state of Arkansas. I know that much. That much I have. I've heard of Arkansas, but I haven't heard of No. All right. So much for my American pronunciations. We'll leave it at that. Let me find another webcam to see. Take a look around our province and see what's going on there. There's a few here. I really like this one at Cape Horseshoe. Hopefully you like that one as well. Bring that one up. There we go. There's Cape Horseshoe. Beautiful spot there with the lighthouse. I'm due for a return trip. Like I said, with my drone, get down there to get some nice aerial shots of that. I filmed that movie. I can't remember the name of it right now. There was a movie filmed down there a few years ago. No movie filming right now by the looks of it. So a bit of an interesting note. We did discover that, excuse me, cell phones don't actually have an aperture. They don't, it's a fixed aperture. I shouldn't say they don't have one. It's a fixed one. It doesn't vary. So be careful if you're aiming your cell phone at the sun, because I'm not sure how that'll work. It's like focusing the direct light of the sun right on the sensor of your camera. So that may not be good. So I kind of warn people away from doing that. But I don't know. I don't know that much about cell phone sensors. It may be okay. It may not. Knowing how much they cost, so I wouldn't want to risk it. All right, let's get back to our camera here. Probably have to center it again. Oh yes, it's a moving show, folks. Keeps moving. There we go. All right. Yeah, definitely making some progress now. That moon is getting into the way of a beautiful sunny afternoon. Imagine that. You have to stop laying out getting a suntan for a little bit, just for a little bit. Check and see if there's any. Nobody's made a comment yet. You do have to be a follower of the channel on YouTube to watch, or to comment, I should say. Anybody can watch. That was the whole purpose of the channel. So it's free and accessible to anybody to watch. And we are live from, it's Bedford, but it's actually Halifax, Nova Scotia, in case you're watching from away. It looks like there's about 400 or so of you watching. Thank you very much. Appreciate you tuning in. What I might do is I might disappear for just another moment. I'm going to share the whole thing on Facebook, because I think most of our viewers and followers come from Facebook, and I haven't done that yet. I'm behind here. So I'm going to disappear just for a moment. I'll have some nice, lovely music written by Robert Campbell, a friend of mine. So thank you, Robert, for the music. And yeah, I'll be back. That's all I can say. I'll be back. I know. Be prepared. I will be back. And there we go. I'm back. Yeah. Just had to post that on Facebook to let our viewers and followers there know that we are live here today, bringing you the 2024 solar eclipse here on nslive.tv as part of the Nova Scotia show, one of the many shows that we produce here on this channel. Yeah. And it's all about community TV. So we want you to be a part of it as well. We want you to participate and help support us so we can grow and bring you even more things here from Nova Scotia. That's what we're all about, Nova Scotia. Hence the NS and NS Live. That's Nova Scotia. I knew you knew that. All right, so we're definitely getting into it. If you can see this shot here, we have from our live cam outside. It's definitely getting into it a little bit. I don't know percentages on this. It'd be interesting to know what percentage right now we have covered of the sun. I would guess we're getting in the 20% range, maybe. Still, things are a little dimmer than they were outside, but nothing too crazy as far as darkness, making it look like nighttime and the crazy effects that come with a solar eclipse when it gets really dark. Here's a webcam I haven't showed you. This is the I haven't showed you yet. This is the Windsor salt marsh. So I can get my tongue in gear and bring you that. There we go. Windsor salt marsh live from the Nova Scotia webcams. There, just hit play. There we go. That's live. So yeah, the sky's looking a little dim. Not bad or anything, but yeah, a little dim. And here's a shot of our webcam aimed at the sky from outside our little studio here, apartment-based studio. I make do with what I have, and I have a great studio here in our apartment. So you can see it overlooking the West Bedford School. Go back to our Eclipse cam. Here we go. Of course, with the exposure you need to aim a camera at the sun, you're not going to see any stars. Of course, it's daytime. There's no stars out right now. So even if there was, even the moon is difficult to capture in camera. You really have to drop that exposure, and then the stars go away because of that. Because the reflected moonlight from the sun is quite intense. If you've ever tried to photograph it, you'll understand what I'm saying. Yeah. Fascinating. Yeah, it doesn't happen that often. Let's see if I can find you another webcam here to bring up. Should be interesting to see these places in darkness during the day. Oh, that'll be interesting. This is from the Highlands Links golf course up in Cape Breton. And let me just hit get it moving here because I don't. Yeah, there we go. I believe that's live now. And yeah, if this is actually live, there is snow. Look at that. There's still snow in Cape Breton. Yeah, interesting. 3.5 degrees. Yeah, it is live. I just saw now they're not, it's not continuous framing. They do have frames that change probably about every 10 seconds. I did see one change there. So that is live, although it's a delayed frame rate. Can't believe they still have snow up there. I don't want any of that. Okay, we're going to go back to our date and time website. Not ours, but dateandtime.com from Arkansas, from the town I can't pronounce. So I believe they have actually passed the total eclipse now. It's gone past, and they're going out the other side, so to speak. When we look at that for a moment, I'm going to get back to find another webcam for you. My favorite one is Cape Forshue. I don't know. I like lighthouses. I'm a Nova Scotian. What can I say? I love lighthouses. I think they're awesome. And there we go. There's beautiful Cape 4 shoot. I might need some coffee. I'm getting dry here. Too much talking. I never do that. I never talk too much. I need the laugh track for that. Center our camera again, and we'll go back to that. Try to center it. Yeah, that's pretty close. We'll go with that. Excuse me. So yeah, welcome to our coverage. If you're just tuning in, the 2024 solar eclipse live from Halifax, Nova Scotia, or just in Bedford, Nova Scotia, but that's part of HRM, Halifax Regional Municipality. We're all in the same boat here, so to speak. And NS Live TV is what we're trying to make it a free and accessible online community TV channel that people can participate. And we produce shows and everything about Nova Scotia and Nova Scotians. So if you're interested in helping out and participating with NS Live TV and bringing maybe something you do or something somebody else does to the forefront, let us know. We've created some shows around just people's skills and abilities, like the Parent Chat show with Ken Hubley. That's amazing. You should really watch that because there's some really great, interesting tips and information from the guests that he has on. So, yeah, that's what we're all about here at NS Live TV, and we definitely appreciate your support and your help and your views, tuning in to watch. We are still streaming. Yep. Just checking everything, making sure everything's working right. So far, so good. Knock on wood, as they say. I've done enough streaming to know that if something can go wrong, it pretty much will. So, but I've prepared quite a bit for these things, and I think we'll be all right. It's getting exciting now. What time is it? It's 5 after 4 right at the moment, and we do have a good portion of the sun. Again, I don't know percentages on that, but we're definitely getting blocked a little bit. If only it would stay still for me. I just would like stay still and stop moving. I could have recenter that camera all the time. So one thing I don't have is a geo-tracking head for that camera. That'd be interesting to get. I do like telescopes, and I think that'd be fascinating. That's something you usually get with a telescope. A head that will actually track the telescope with the rotation of the Earth, so you can follow your stars and the moon and things much better. But I think we're doing all right. Yeah, we definitely get to see how much of that sun is covered, and just fascinating, totally fascinating. Let's find another webcam here. There we go. There's the camera. Get to the Windsor salt marsh and just making sure it's live for you. Be interesting to compare to what we saw before and what we see now. The sky definitely is looking a little darker in that shot. Yeah. Interesting. It's a really fascinating thing, the solar eclipse, because it's not like it's nighttime or the entire half of the Earth is dark. It's just this one spot where the shadow of the moon is crossing. It's really a fascinating phenomenon. So the Windsor Salt Marsh, again, I want to do a shout out for the Nova Scotia webcams and all the work they do, providing these cameras that we can watch and tune in whenever pretty much we feel like it. So hats off to you guys at Nova Scotia webcams, and you can go to their website. You check them out yourself. You don't have to watch them through what I do by any means. Everybody here, we're all doing work to bring you bring you things here about Nova Scotia, and they do great work. So, and you can, there's a link when you go to their website to buy them a coffee and support them a little bit that way. And we have one too, just saying. All right, let's go back and check out our solar shot on the, I don't know, I need to name this camera. What are we going to call it? Solar cam? Sky cam? I think that's been used before, yeah. Yeah. You're definitely moving through this. It's slow. It's slow. No question about that. It's slow, but that's all right. It's a very interesting phenomenon. Yeah. All right, it looks like Arkansas here. I'll bring it up again. The shot from Arkansas. Yeah, timeanddate.com. Again, check out that website. There's some interesting stuff there, especially about the upcoming lunar eclipse next year. Which, like I said, pretty much anybody on the nighttime side of the Earth will see that lunar eclipse. So unlike the solar eclipse, which is very isolated. And again, we won't see the entire full solar eclipse here today. We're gonna see a good portion of it, but not the entire solar eclipse or total solar eclipse. I think we've got a pretty good viewing position here. We're going to see a good portion of it. So there, yeah, Arkansas, it's passing out the other side now. Yeah, quite interesting. Yeah, they've got a camera that you can actually see the surface of the sun. That's probably the filter. There are sun filters, and I used to have them for an old telescope, but I don't have a sun filter right at the moment. I did order a filter, but it didn't come in time, so I apologize for that. But we still get to see with our little webcam here, and I'll go back to that. There, yeah, we still get to see that progress as the moon is blocking out the sun. Interesting. There we go. Send that. Okay, you have to excuse me for a moment. I'm going to grab a glass of water because I'm parched. And we do have a few guests here. I'm just going to take a few minutes to step away from the camera. I'm going to leave this screen up here so you can keep watching the eclipse as it's happening. And I'll be back shortly. So don't be worried. I will be back. Okay. So see you shortly. I'm back, all nice and refreshed and ready to go. And I'm gonna have to adjust my camera again because that darn sun just keeps moving. What's with that? Let me find you a webcam to bring up here to give you something to look while I adjust that. Here we go. We'll bring you that one. Beautiful Cape Foreshoe. There we go, down in Yarmouth. Just a few controls here I got to manage, but that's all right. I got it handled. Get that sun back up there. There we go. That's adjusted. Doesn't seem overly dark there, Cape Foreshoe. There we go. We're back to our shot. Nice and adjusted for you. And here's our shot of the our sky cam, webcam, whatever you want to call it, the one that's bringing you the shot of the sun from our window there. Live shot. There are some people outside. Just don't look up. Don't look at the sun. All right. Just looking for some more things to bring you here. What else can we bring? Yeah, so as I mentioned before, next year there is going to be a lunar eclipse. That's between March 13th and 14th, 2025, total lunar eclipse. And it'll last for about an hour and 5 minutes, approximately. Today, of course, with the solar eclipse, the experience about 4 minutes and 28 seconds in the zone of totality, which is a fair bit of time to be in darkness like that. It's a very eerie sensation. But to talk a little bit more about the lunar eclipse, let me bring you up this graph. And once again, I did show this before. Again, we're back at timeanddate.com. They have some great information there. I'm really impressed with their site. So thank you, timeanddate.com. Go check out what they have if you're interested in this type of thing. But this is a little demonstration of the lunar eclipse. They show the Earth's penumbra and umbra, the two varying shadows created by the width of the Earth. There you go. Total lunar eclipse as it will happen next year. Great diagram, a great demonstration here. And now we're coming out. So yeah, more fun next year. Maybe we can gear up and bring you the lunar eclipse. That's something we'll look at. We'll look at doing that for you. In the meantime, we'll get back to seeing what's happening with our solar eclipse. It's getting pretty dark. Just get centered up here. There we are. Yeah, that's our sun as we're seeing it from our apartment / studio balcony today. That's a good percentage right now. I'd say we're getting close. Well, it must be half. That's got to be a half. I don't know. I'm just guessing. Might be able to take that a little tighter here. A tiny bit. So I'd say it's getting pretty close. If you have glasses, this would be a good time to start wearing those, I think. Just working on bringing you the Peggy's Cove webcam here. There we go. Now, some of these cameras are automatic exposing, so they might adjust a little bit for the light so it doesn't look like it's as dark as it is. But the interesting thing about this Peggy's Cove shot is the reflection of the sun on the water. That's really interesting. And I do see it looks like the edges of people are getting a little blurry. So that's the camera losing light. Of course, the more light in the camera, the sharper, clearer focus it'll have. Some cameras might even have trouble focusing if the light's too low because they go on a fuzzy system. If they detect fuzziness where they should be focusing, they'll adjust. Peggy's Cove keeps freezing on me. I don't know why. But you can definitely see the drop in light there at Peggy's Cove. Get ours a little centered here, and we'll go back to that shot. Like goodness for robotic camera heads, right? There we go. We're really getting covered up. Like I said, we're not in the path of totality, but we're pretty close. This is going to be a good show for us here. Yeah, we're going to see a fair bit of that sun covered up here today. And I'm going to drop out for just a moment so I can clear my throat and continue on with the show. So just give me a moment. I shall be right back. There we go. Turn my mic on. That would help. I'm back. Brian C. here from NS Live TV. If you're just tuning in, we are live from Halifax, Nova Scotia, bringing you the 2024 solar eclipse. At least that's what we're attempting here, and I think we've got a pretty good shot of what's happening. Wow, look at that. Yeah, there's not much of that sun left showing. Let's just jump over to Peggy's Cove here and see what that looks like. Keeps freezing on me. Peggy's freezes up. What's with that? There could be a lot of people on that webcam from Nova Scotia Webcams. We appreciate what they're doing, bringing you these webcams. But let's just see here. Maybe it's get it going again. Their servers could be overloaded. That could be what's happening. If I refresh, I should at least get a current image. There we go. All the technical stuff. You don't mind listening to the technical stuff, right? There we go. See, got her straightened out live from Peggy's Cove. Well, we're not from Peggy, but you know what I mean. A live shot of Peggy's Cove, care of Nova Scotia Webcams. I do find that an interesting shot where the sun is shining off the water. And it is definitely kind of dark. Not many shadows around there right now, not with the sun so small, or so small amount of the sun showing. Let's go to Arkansas here. They got some video playing of the eclipse as it had happened, because it's pretty much over there now. So they're rewinding and showing it again. At least they did there. Maybe I missed it. Could be quicker on my buttons. Yeah. All right. Well, let's go back to our shot of the sun. There we are. Yeah, that's pretty dramatic. So we're about 4:30, so this will continue on for a little bit yet. We do have bringing this outside shot from showing our camera off the deck of our studio here. People playing soccer. That's the West Bedford School. They're enjoying the eclipse by playing soccer. So yes, I am inside. I'm in the studio, and I'm nice and comfy in here, and kind of closed in. So the cameras are what's bringing the world into me to show you, and so I can see it myself. All right, back to it. Oh, we're just getting a little sliver. Look at that. Wow, hard to believe. I'll take you to Cape Horseshoe Lighthouse again, because it's looking really eerie there. There we go. Yeah, it's looking really eerie. I don't know how much difference it would make to be in Yarmouth as compared to Halifax here, if they're further off the path of totality. We're pretty darn close to being a total eclipse, but it's not going to be a complete total eclipse here from our viewing point. Wonder how things are going in Niagara Falls. Apparently, a lot of people were going to go to Niagara Falls to experience the complete totality of the eclipse this year. Stay safe, everyone. Wear your glasses. Make sure they're the proper ones, too. Do a little adjusting. A lot of adjusting. Wow, look at that. I have to say I'm quite happy with my camera shot there. That maybe it's not what people would consider the ideal setup for doing this, but I think it's the shots actually turned out quite well. You can really see how much of that sun is covered, which is quite a bit. Interesting. Oh, yes. Right. Oh, thank you, Peter Moss. Peter says, let me know that as I mentioned earlier about the movie that was filmed at the Cape Forestry Lighthouse, it was called The Lighthouse. Yeah. So thank you, Peter, for letting me know that. Judy Ann, she loves seeing all the webcams. I appreciate your comment there, and thank you for watching. Her cardboard box, I guess, wasn't quite cutting it, and honestly, I wasn't sure how well this was going to work, but I'm quite happy with the way it turned out. I'm going to adjust it a little bit here. There we go. Well, he didn't move. Meet Cove. Somebody also commented, Matt 1120, Meet Cove, I think gets the total darkness. And they have a webcam. Oh, do they? Oh, okay. I might have to go look for Meet Cove. And I know if you're not familiar with it, it's up way up there in the northern Cape Breton, if I remember. I was close to it once, but we didn't quite get there. Let me just see what I can find here for you. Well, I see Ingonish Beach. Let me zoom in here. I'm messing on my second screen here while you guys are watching the eclipse, if you're wondering what I am doing. Meet Cove, there it is. Okay, let's show that webcam. Wow, there's a few people at Meet Cove. I'll bring you that one here. And I think it's active. Yeah, it's live. All right, let's go and check out Meet Cove. Once I press the appropriate buttons, there we go. Thank you for the suggestion, by the way. Thanks, Claire. She just posted Meet Cove. I appreciate that. Thanks for watching. Yeah, so there's Meet Cove live. Lots of people down there. Apparently, I've seen a little B&B down there somewhere. I haven't seen it lately, but I know that there was one anyways, a little B&B at Meet Cove. So, hey, check it out. If you're ever down that area, check out Meet Cove and stay there. I think it'd be absolutely fascinating. I love the Highlands of Cape Breton. If you haven't been there, oh my goodness. You know, for those of you who are away and not from Nova Scotia and haven't been there, you got to come check out the Highlands of Cape Breton. Amazing place. They have one of the greatest music festivals ever. Celtic Colors. Just saying. Nova Scotia is a place you want to be. So they loaded up the truck, and you know how it goes. Yeah, there we are, Meet Cove live. am seeing my cursor on the screen. Okay, that's odd, but just me. Get back to our little shot here. Once I get it lined up for you. All right. There we go. Look, there's not much sun left out there. But there's still enough to cast some shadows. It's not pitch darkness by any means. Yeah, quite a fascinating event. Take you to our outside camera, which is actually a shot of our sky cam. That's it. I'm going to call it sky cam. I just made a decision. I made an executive decision for once. We're going to call it sky cam. But you can see the school still has quite a significant shadow, and the people in the field have good shadows. So there's still enough sun out there to do that. It's quite fascinating. And we'll go back to our camera. That's not much of that sun left. I'm really surprised there's that much light out there that there's still enough those shadows. That just that little sliver. It almost looks like a moonshot. I mean, that's what this is reminding me of, a moonshot. But that is the sun, folks, from this location here in Halifax, Nova Scotia. See what other oh, it's getting really dark in Meat Cove. Let's just drop over to Meat Cove for a second. It's getting really funky out there. Look at that. That's neat. They have a little bit of cloud there that's really playing with the sun and causing some neat effects, but that's pretty dark. Neat. And if you want, and yeah, lots of people there. Lots of people. They're parked everywhere. And there's the reason for that look at Meat Cove. Let's do a combination shot here. I'm going to try to show you Meat Cove. There we go. We just bring that up on the screen. It is live. And it's getting lighter again. Look at that. And I think us too. I think we're, excuse me, starting to move through it and maybe on our way out the other side. And that may be as much as we get here in this part of the world. No, changed again. Yeah, definitely. Don't need the car lights in Meat Cove. They were on for a little bit. I saw a lot of the car lights had come on. Interesting. There's Cape Horseshoe. And Peggy's Cove. Do a little trimming there. Yeah, so again, thanks to Nova Scotia Webcams for all they do. So go to www.novascotiawebcams.com and you can check out all these webcams yourself. Now, Michelle in Dartmouth says the sliver is at the top here, which is quite interesting. I suppose it all depends on which way my camera's angled, but it is pretty much horizontal here. Oh, thanks, Claire. She thinks I'm doing a great job. Love ya. Much appreciated. AJ says a very beautiful crescent. And thank you for streaming. Your pleasure. My pleasure, AJ. I'm glad you're watching. Brute Force Explorer. I know who that is. Yeah, I've watched some of your stuff, Brute Force Explorer. And yeah, I've been thinking the same thing because we have an ATV show, something to think about. I'd love to produce the ATV show. Could the glasses have flipped it for me? I don't think so. Those glasses don't have any optical magnification or minification effects. They're just a straight film, so they shouldn't flip images. Yeah. Oh, Tracy Powell from Florida. You're welcome. She appreciates the coverage, and they're watching from Florida while on vacation. Well, enjoy Florida. Huh? Not all of us can go there. I'm just kidding. Enjoy yourself. Glad you're down there. I do appreciate the comments, by the way. Thank you, everybody. Run like a sheep. Fellow Blue Noser. Well, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. He said, thanks for streaming this, fellow Blue Noser. You guys are awesome. Bring that a little bit up to the center again. There we go. This is a very sensitive motorized head, but it sometimes jumps a little more than I wish it would. Kathleen Mador, I think it is. Oh, yeah, no problem. I'm glad you're watching, and I'm glad you came across our stream as well. I love the chat. It was so nice to talk to everybody who's watching. I greatly appreciate it. So yeah, it looks like we're heading out the other side. The crescent is getting a little thicker now, so we've seen the. I think the most of it we're going to see, but we'll keep it going for a little bit. Keep it live for you, and show you as the sun moves away. Again, outside doesn't look that much different. I'll bring that to you. There we go. There's our sky cam pointed upwards behind the curtain. So I apologize for the reflections of the curtain, but I didn't want that's my phone, actually. It's my phone out there. So don't call me right now because my phone is right there. But I didn't want it outside because as I found out, they don't have an aperture. Well, they do have an aperture. Sorry, they do have an aperture. It's just a fixed aperture. It does not expand or shrink. So unlike most cameras, the camera you're seeing there in that shot does have a variable aperture, and it's set as small as it can go, and a very high frame rate. And there's two ND filters in front of it as well. So I've got that camera well protected. Speaking of that camera, let's go back and check out the shot once I get this centered again. There. That's like a Peggy's Cove up there. Let's maybe we'll dive back into Meat Cove here, see what's happening there. Just give me a sec. I press the appropriate buttons. We'll take out Peggy's. That's what we call it here in Nova Scotia. Peggy's. We shorten it up. Instead of Peggy's Cove all the time, we just say Peggy's. I'm going to Peggy's. Now, if you know a Peggy, that could mean something different, but okay, let's see. Get that back up here. There we go. Got a new Stream Deck that I've programmed to do all this. It is amazing. If you don't know what a Stream Deck is by Elgato, check them out. They are amazing, especially for this kind of live streaming. I've just got like a half a dozen buttons programmed, and everything's pretty much automatic. I love it. Anyhow, just geeking out a little bit on the tech side of things. Michelle Renner, this has been amazing. Thank you. Thank you for watching. We appreciate it, and we appreciate the comment. And Kathleen, I already said Kathleen, yeah. Yes, all right. I think I might have to adjust that a little bit. That keeps moving. Get her down a little bit. There we go. Wow, that was absolutely fascinating. Like I said, we're moving out of it now, and I'm running out of things to talk about. Never. I can always find something to talk about. They shot a Meat Cove, and it looks like a fairly normal day now in Meat Cove. It's really amazed me how well, it's just a sliver of the sun left. It's dark, but it just didn't go as dark as I thought it would. But quite interesting. I guess now we're watching the parking jam here in Meat Cove. Yeah. Good luck getting out of that, folks. Here we go. We'll bring that up a little bit. Yeah, no, you with the Ford, you're gonna have to turn around, back up to the side. Yeah, no, don't hit that cat. No, watch out. No, and don't drive with those glasses on either. Yeah, I think they're all done up there. They're packing her in and moving on. So here, this is a community channel, nslive.tv, and this show, we're doing this as an episode of the Nova Scotia Show, which is one of the many shows that we produce here, or we're trying to produce, but we need your help to do that. You need your participation and support. That's what makes community TV, like PBS in Maine, if you remember that. They needed public support as well. Oh, now, without that there, I'm way over. There we go. Let's just take another look around here on these webcams. What else have we got that might be interesting? Like I said, I can't help the lighthouse. I love that Cape Horseshoe. Just beautiful. There we go. Well, this has been a lot of fun. I've really enjoyed bringing this to you, and apparently some of you have appreciated and enjoyed watching it, and I'm so glad to hear that. That's what it's all about. As much as I enjoy doing this, it's still nice when people actually watch. Yeah. Yeah. Just another day, nothing to see here in Nova Scotia. Eclipse? I heard something about that. Get our shot again. There we go. I'm going to take you back to time and date. There we are. So you can check them out, timeanddate.com, if you're interested. They have all kinds of details, including things about the upcoming lunar eclipse next year. So check that out. Give them a shout out. Tell them Brian C sent you. Yeah, so they're pretty much done down there in Burlington. Oh, now they're in Burlington. Okay, so they've changed positions. They're in Burlington, Vermont. But I believe that is definitely the downward side. If we're kind of heading out of it here, they definitely heading out of it there. So yeah, and we'll see what we can do to bring you the lunar eclipse next year. That'll be fun. Timeanddate.com. Great resource. I like finding these resources and passing them on because they're really handy, and they have a lot of good information that you can use and I can use, and helps me bring good information to you. All right, we're going to go back to our shot. There we are. Awesome. See if there's any more comments here. Peter Moss, he says it got a little darker in Yarmouth, kind of like twilight, but it's back to normal now. Yeah, we were kind of seeing that at Cape Horseshoe there. So thanks for the comment. We appreciate you watching and making a comment. Yeah. It would have been nice to be in the path of totality, but we can't have everything. We just can't. So, but it was quite a show as it was. I thought it was really interesting. All right. Let's get out of that one. Show you. We'll jump around a couple more webcams here. Everything's looking pretty normal right at the moment. So, we're pretty much back to normal, even though the moon is still blocking a fair, significant portion of the sun, where things are still looking fairly normal. And I can't believe they still have snow in Cape Breton. That's insane. That is a live shot. Monday, April 8th. Yeah, according to the timestamp up top in the top corner there, this is live. Wow. I believe that is snow. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Back to our shot. Grab another webcam. We'll just step through these, and then I'll think we'll it's supper time. I'm getting hungry. What about you? Are you hungry? I'm pretty much ruled on my belly, so there we go. Back to Meat Cove for a moment. You can see all the cars are clearing out, and it looks like a normal day again. Yeah. Nice little beach down there. Hi to all you Cape Bretoners. Hope you enjoyed it. Get our shot lined up again. It moves so quickly. I believe it's the Earth's rotation is 15 degrees per hour, if I remember. There we go. Line that up so we can go back to it. Yeah, now we have the crescent at the bottom, which is quite interesting. But while you're watching that, I'm going to sneak over here, really sneaky like, and change the webcam and bring that up. I don't know how sneaky it really is, but I will try Peggy's Cove again. Again, everything looks pretty normal there. There we go. Good old Peggy's Cove. Gotta like it. And again, shout out to Nova Scotia webcams.com. We appreciate what they do and the fact that we can use these to do bring information like this to people. Lovely sunny afternoon in Peggy's Cove. I believe it's quite warm out there. I heard it was like 11 degrees, 11 or 12 degrees. So it shows right here on the webcams, actually, the temperature at Peggy's Cove is 8 degrees. And it's usually about 5 degrees cooler there, at least 2 or 3 anyways. So from my time and experience there anyways, it is a little cooler. Go back to our shot, and I'll bring in one more webcam. Jimmy Cove, we got Cape Horseshoe, the Snowy Highlands. Oh, yeah, we'll wander out. Well, maybe, let me just see. Let's find a different one. I've shown a few here. Let me find a different one. Just looking for something different here. Here we go. There's so many. Yeah, giving Nova Scotia webcams a shout out. They have so many. It is incredible. I like this one. Yeah, bring in this one here. This is back to Yarmouth again. This is Lobster Rock Wharf North in the port of Yarmouth. So again, yeah, the sun is getting low, so the shadows are stretching out a little bit. But nice, beautiful sunny day. Nice. I suppose if you really wanted to, you could sit on this webcam and watch them unload their catch, if they do that at this spot. Yeah, I don't see why they wouldn't. It's a wharf. It's what to do at a wharf, isn't it? Get on and off boats. I know I lived by the sea all my life, but I'm not much of a sailor. Except when Captain Steve takes me out. That was awesome. A little sail around St. Margaret's Bay. Doesn't get much better than that. Yeah, we'll drop back to our shot. There we go. Yeah, so she's moving along, doing quite well. Well, that was totally fascinating. I think I'm going to end it here. You've seen it come and go. This is just the reverse of what we saw earlier, except it's kind of moving upwards. And our camera is horizontal. As you can see, I'll show you one more outside shot here. Show you our camera facing up. Yep, so it is horizontal. And it's interesting that the crescent is on the bottom from that camera position. Anyone see from Judy Ann, anyone see the 3D shadows on the sidewalk? I didn't, because I'm inside and the camera didn't quite show me that, but they were weird. They did look a little weird. And yeah, didn't notice that, but I'd like to know more about that. It's something I might research and find out why there was like 3D shadows on the sidewalk. Anybody else want to comment on that? I'd love to know more about it. Patty Warren says she was talking to a colleague in Ontario, and she said she was surprised by how the temperature dropped significantly when they had totality. Yes, and I've noticed that in past years. I can't remember. I was quite young when I remember there was a fairly total solar eclipse, and yes, a breeze came up and it got really cool, and it was just eerie. And apparently, if you go to that website I've been talking about, which is timeanddate.com, they do have information about what happens with the wildlife when eclipses occur. So something else to check out. And I think there was something on the NASA site about that as well. So of course NASA has lots of information about the eclipse on their NASA site. I probably should have used some of that, but it can't bring you everything. All right. So yeah, 3D shadows. That was interesting. I don't know. I didn't see that myself. All right. Well, listen, thank you everybody for watching. I greatly appreciate it. We're a community channel. We're here to bring you things, happenings, events, shows, whatever from Nova Scotia. And we appreciate you tuning in to this live broadcast. I'm going to call our quits here because we have to get supper going. And my camera's in the way of the barbecue. That's not good. Oh, thank you, Stephanie. Oh, Stephen Betts. Thank you so much for everything today. We're from... Where's it from? The UK. Swansea? Swansea. Wales. Yes. Excellent. From Swansea, Wales. I hope I'm saying that right there, Stephen. Anyhow, thank you for tuning in from across the ocean, across the Atlantic. Yeah, amazing. This was the only way I could view it, from Susan R. Thank you so much. You're very, very welcome, Susan. And yeah, I'm glad you could watch it here. I'm glad we put the effort in to bring this to you. Thank you so much. All right, but I think we are going to close it out here. It's been a great day. We don't see these too often. And yeah, 2024 solar eclipse. We'll see you next year, maybe at the lunar eclipse. Stay safe. Take care, everyone. This is Brian C., and I am out. And thank you for everything.